Diecast fans. If you are somebody who collects diecast models, you've come to the right place. I'm Jeff.
And I'm John.
And we are from AwesomeDiecast.com with a news segment we're calling Diecast Discussions with Jeff
and John.
All right. Well, you know, we get so many new models every week, and some of you probably know us. We've been around about 18 years, and we've pretty much seen it all. But, you know, every now and then there's a piece that comes through our back door that makes us stop and go,
what in the world?
Yes, you go. That's 2 thumbs up. So we thought we would talk to you guys about some of the pieces we really liked that we received. And, you know, we have about 40 new arrivals this week, and we picked a few of them, and we thought we would present them to you. So without any further delay, let's get started, and I'll give it over to John and see what you come up with.
Well, Jeff, I have come up with this stunning piece, which when I opened the box, I thought to myself, what in the world? This is stunning. This is a car that was actually manufactured in the 1970s. It's a Citroen TLR.
TLR, do we know what that stands for?
Well, it is French, and seeing as how you speak French better than I do.
Of course I do speak the French. PLR stands for Poids Lourd Rapide, which is, in translation, heavy and fast. But also, this car was known as
the Centipede.
And that must be because of all the tires.
Well, it has 10 wheels on the actual car itself. It's also powered in the back by 2 454 big block Chevrolet engines. Now,
let me ask you a question. You don't think Citroen could have come up with their own engines? Like, why would they have used big blocks from Chevrolet?
Because it's a much more powerful engine than the little engines that they would have put in made by Citroen.
Citroen was famous for the 2 chevaux, which is the 2 horsepower car, which is very unique, but I guess they went to Chevrolet, so why would they need so much power?
I knew you were going to ask me that, Jeff. So the reason is because the 2 engines, one powered the car itself, and one powered this great big truck tire that's underneath. You see, this car was used on a racetrack to test the speed rating of truck tires and all the tires, because they put different sizes of tires on the car itself.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's also got the air vents down the side here, because with its such a big engine, it had to cool itself down, being as this car actually went 110 miles per hour.
Is the car still in operation, or?
The car is used by Michelin themselves. It goes to shows and to fairs, but the rest of the time it actually sits in the Michelin Museum, which is in France.
Ah, okay, cool. So this car is in 1/18 scale?
1/18 scale. It's a resin-based model. It has active suspension, as you can see.
And 11 tires, not 10.
11 tires. And the detailing, if you look inside, that detailing is absolutely like stunning.
Oh yeah, you can see the gear shift, the dashboard, steering wheel, very nicely done. And I think the cool thing about this car is if you have a 1/18 scale car collection, you can have all the Lamborghinis and Ferraris you want, but if you put a car like this, no doubt anybody that's looking at your collection is going to say, wow, that is really an odd looking car. What's that all about? So it's definitely one that will make people pause and you know, ask questions about. Good topic for discussion. All right, John, thanks. That's a cool model. My choice for this week is from Iconic Replicas, and they've just released a whole bunch of new 187 scale die-cast metal buses. Very nicely done. These are in 187 scale. Highly detailed, great pad printed graphics, right down to the smallest letter that you would see on the actual bus. Now, these buses ran in the 1950s and early 1960s, and they incorporated a lot of the futuristic trends of bus design back then, including the slanted windows, air conditioning, air suspension, and toilets. And although these buses don't actually have toilets, they have everything else for the most part. In terms of great graphics, very nicely done, and very, very well priced at only $39.95. So they came out with 3 different Greyhound versions. Is there one you like in particular? Or?
I particularly like the one at the front, the red, white, and blue, which I believe is the Pepsi scheme.
The Pepsi scheme, that is correct. But they also did this one for President Kennedy when he was campaigning. He used Greyhound buses, and you can see his graphics on there. As well as this one with the golden anniversary scheme from Greyhound. You can tell by the 2 gold bands that circle the bus. But this was used for the Airlines Express. So I guess Greyhound ran, you know, transit service between airports and downtown cores in certain cities. But even more interesting is this one that was done for the Santa Fe Railroad. It's called the Train Bus, And I guess the railroad ran bus feeder service, to the railroad, and Iconic reproduced these buses very, very nicely, right down to the green tinted windows, which is quite unique. So these are all on the website, and we probably have about 100 different Iconic replica buses in stock at this time, all sorts of different things, from modern right down to vintage. So, all right, next, what do you got?
Right, next, I have actually got, here it comes, just pulling in here. This is 1/64 scale by First Gear, DCP First Gear, and this is a Freightliner Cascadia. It's
pretty sharp
all
looking.
die cast, and the nice thing about it is it's finished in a nice matte black finish, and it has the silhouette of the new 2020 Corvette, the C8.
That's the first mid-engine Corvette that's ever been released, right?
That's right, yes. Now, I'll unhook it here. You can see that it has an opening hood, it has steerable front wheels, and it even has brake lines and air lines on the back of it.
What I like most about it is all the aerodynamic features, which we're seeing more and more on trucks on the highways these days. You can see how the wheels are covered up with special covers, fairings on the tractor, and what's that on the skirt on the trailer as well.
We've got skirts on the trailer as well, all to aid the aerodynamics.
Well, that's basically it for this segment. We've introduced you to a few of the pieces that we've liked, but certainly there's more than 10,000 items on our website, awesomediecast.com, so check us out. And until then, this is Jeff saying so long.
And John saying cheerio.
And for the love of diecast, keep collecting.